Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back. Short little topic today about a coaching cue or strategy used during speed development or sprinting. Okay, that's the idea of telling our athletes to dorsiflex, right, during sprint mechanics. Okay, and we know this makes sense. Shorten the lever, it's faster. That's really just kind of biomechanics 101. So, yes, that makes sense, but let's dive into this a little bit deeper. First off, you're trying to tell me that your athletes know what you're saying when you say the word dorsiflex, first off, because I hear coaches saying that. So predominant coaches, like well-known speed or performance coaches in our industry, use that word during training sessions. Really? You think these kids know what you're talking about? To me, this is what goes through their mind. What'd you say, coach? Yeah, nice try. They have no idea what you're talking about. So then you go, oh, toe up or something else you say. I'll get into that in a minute as well. My point is, I think you're complicating things a little bit too much for your athletes here. Okay? Because dorsiflexion might have some importance, obviously, right? Well, we don't see it here with Bolt here. He's toe off position, and this foot is definitely in a neutral or almost plantar flex position. That's not dorsiflex, one of the fastest females in the world, and she's at toe off. I get it. Once she gets past that toe off, then it starts to get into that cycle. Maybe the dorsiflexion takes place, but still trying to over cue that with the athletes, not a good strategy. Because what that's similar to is this. You're telling them dorsiflex, pull their toe up. Man, you got your house is burning down and you're in the front yard worrying about mowing the lawn. So what is this guy talking about here? What I'm talking about is there's so many other mechanical issues that by you going dorsiflex when your athlete's running at top speed, it's just irrelevant. Like it's so far down the priority list of things they need to work on with their technique. Follow the other videos I've done over the last couple months, and you'll see what I'm talking about with technique-based sprint mechanics. But that's where my philosophy is on this. Like, hey, I'm really going to hammer home toe up dorsiflexion today with my athletes on their speed mechanics. Fine. Let's go mow the lawn and do landscaping as our entire house burns down. Great idea. Okay, here's another thing. We know the differences internal external cues, or if you just want to call it, it's a direction or like it's something that they have to follow, but let's just call it coaching cue because it is a cue if you're telling them to do something right before they go sprint. By definition, that's really a coaching cue. I follow the current literature, which Nick Winkelman packages really well. You can follow some of the previous pioneers in this field of motor learning. But if you just follow Nick Winkelman, he's talking about internal versus external cueing. If you're telling an athlete to pull their toe up in dorsiflex, that's an internal cue, not seen to be as beneficial as external cues. So that's one thing. So you're teaching an athlete an external cue when the research is telling you not to do that. Okay, probably don't do it. So come up with a new strategy or new coaching cue. Another thing I wanted to get into really quick here, and this will lead to another presentation coming up next week, where if we're just going to say punch up with your toe, right? So you're going to go, maybe not even your toe, just boom, get the shoelaces to punch up. Because that's an external cue. That'd actually be a better cue than dorsiflex, by the way. So I'm going to give that one to you. But when you go up, we don't want more up necessarily. I guarantee if they think up an athlete, the knee's going to drive up too. We don't want to run with high knees necessarily. You might teach that. I'm not teaching high knee runs. Um, so you got to see the implications of some of your strategies and cues. The dorsiflexion toe up might lead to kind of these false mechanics in terms of high knee positions that are going to then impact the rest of the gait cycle. Okay, just some things to think about. All right, hopefully you enjoyed.